So what's up, everybody? It's your boy Jonathan back at it again. It is too early. Oh my god, it's so early, but I gotta go to work in a minute. But like I always say, this channel is about guidance. I didn't have guidance when I was younger, transitioning into a young man, and I made a lot of mistake, wasted 12 years of my life. I don't want to see anybody else go through that, so I'm gonna give you guys guidance. So what I wanted to talk about today is a question somebody in the comments had. They said, make a video about how to meet people, make friends, and try new things, right? They don't know where to start. It's very simple. You figure out what you like and you develop yourself. And once you start once you start liking stuff and developing yourself, then you'll find your social group. It's like if you like art, you need to develop that. You need to go to a bunch of art shows, or free museums or whatever you got to do, or join internet groups. Or if you're a writer, you have to join the different internet groups. Or they have citywide social groups, or you can go to the library and join book groups, whatever you got to do. But you have to make sure you develop yourself. I was going to make a video on generically meeting people and making friends, but that's how I kind of wasted 12 years of my life being super generic. And I don't want you to go run around being super generic, because that's a waste of time, and it could ruin your life, legit ruin your life. And I'll tell you why being super generic will ruin your life. The first thing is people will take advantage of you. Everybody knows there's cults out there that can suck people in who are just bebopping around through life. And also, a lot of mass shooters have issues with that because they don't have no friends. They're not developed. They don't know where to go, and they meet some rando weirdos online, and it's like, oh yeah, black people are taking over and pushing out white people, and you need to do something. And they kill some people. Or, oh yeah, girls suck and they only want chads and hot guys and incels for life, and they end up killing people. So we're not doing all that. The other thing is, but more of like a normal thing that happens is like churches are big for this, where they snipe people and, oh, you're just wandering around from life, not doing anything. Come join our church. And then you get into their church, and it's like they become controlling and get you to be obsessed with Jesus. And Jesus said, don't do nothing but church. And then one day, like I said, I graduated with no usable skills from college, and then I ended up being a security guard protecting wet cement. And the Christians didn't care. Oh, well, you believe in Jesus, Jesus will help you. But, I wasted all my college years because of that. So don't let anybody take advantage of you. So that's the first reason why you shouldn't be bopping around with no development and no clear direction on where you should go. Okay, so the second thing is that people are superficial. A lot of people want to create their own world, and they want only people in it that fit their criteria. And that's true about a lot of people. They only want certain people in their world that fit their criteria because they want camaraderie, or they want people with the same interests, or just to be able to talk to somebody who's on the same level. And a lot of times, if you go in there thinking that, oh, I'll just make random friends, a lot of times it's not going to work out. Like, Christianity never worked out for me because I'm not Christian like that. I've always been an Orthodox Jew, but I did it because I wanted to make friends. Well, I got picked on a lot, and people even had meetings about kicking me out. Or even when I became a dancer, I was fat, 22. I didn't like hip hop music or hip hop culture. I just kind of liked, progressive dance. And I went in there. A lot of those people been dancing since they were 5 years old. And they were deep into hip hop culture. They loved it. They just loved everything about it. And that wasn't me. I was just kind of I just wanted to be a dancer. And man, I got my ass beat through the dance program. People were mean to me like you would never believe, because that wasn't me. That wasn't who I was. That wasn't, where I was supposed to be. So that's the next thing. Just remember, People are superficial, and a lot of times you have to really like what they like. Like, even another example is I went to when I was in the university, I was a part of the anime club, and I never quite fit in. And it was because, like, a lot of those people been playing video games and watching anime since they were young, and had all the systems and had all this anime knowledge. And I was kind of poor growing up, so I knew the basic, like, Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z, and I didn't even like them. I just kind of knew about the TV shows, and I just never got invited nowhere, and a lot of people just kind of didn't treat me like I was. They weren't very welcoming. So just remember that people are superficial. The third thing is, it kind of leads to discrimination when you don't know who you are. Like, for instance, if you go on Tinder, right? Everybody goes on Tinder because people don't really want to really think about what girl they like and focus on that girl. So everybody goes on Tinder, and where you can't really pick the type of girl you want. They just send you girls and you say yes or no. The problem is all the girls look the same. It's like they're all like hot 21-year-olds with a good job making six figures in a bikini on a boat or on the beach or on some trip to Milan or something like that, in an expensive restaurant with a little tight dress on, holding up a martini. And they're going to say no, because it's all about, they look like they're all about money, and they look like all men are out of their league. But Tinder won't let you pick the girls you are more likely to be able to get with. They're just not going to do it. And so that's what you have to remember. When you don't develop yourself, you're stuck in places where you can't pick. You have no options, right? It's the same thing with Facebook. Me and my friend joined a million, like, these generic social groups and these generic uh nightclub pages, and yet she kept getting invites to nightclubs, and I would never get any invites. And that's because I'm a dude and she's a girl. And people are discriminating because they want more women to come than men. But if I was actually specific and focused on specific groups where I actually belonged and where I actually fit in and people like me, that would be a different story. Like, there's a lot of stuff with that. So even I used to go to meetup.com out here, which is like a website where you can find, like, just generic social groups, like singles events or whatever. And I would go out there and try to meet people and make friends, but it was all white collar, all super generic. And I never really made a connection with people or made good friends from there, because everybody was generic. Everybody was like, white collar, just go to their job and go home and go to the singles event, go to their little Wall Street job, make their little money, and go to the social event. And, we never had anything in common or connection, and it's like I never got anywhere because people kind of like passed me up because it's so generic. It's like people are just focusing on getting the girls. They're not focusing on anything else because it's so generic. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Just I can only tell you to develop yourself and figure out what you like and go to places that are connected with your interests, so that you can actually meet people and not be discriminated against, not be picked on because you don't fit in, or not taken advantage of. All right, I'm out, y'all. Peace.